Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at. This video is is mainly catered to women. This video is mainly catered to the women out there, and the topic of discussion, the subject matter that we're going to be discussing is mental health. You know, I was raised to be tough. I was raised to suck it up as a child growing up in a household full of men, full of boys, because I have several brothers, and even on towards the military. I was raised to suck it up. If you're hurting, suck it up. If you're sick, suck it up. Whatever's going on, you're just supposed to, suck it up and move on with life as in nothing was hurting or nothing was wrong. So for a great portion of my life, I always had that suck it up attitude. And a lot of men, although our livelihoods and how we grew up may have differed, men were always told to suck it up, be strong, everything's going to be okay. Even as a little child, growing up, let's say you grew up with a sister, you start crying, your mom and dad, they just look at you. But if the girl starts crying, everyone picks her up, the women was always raised to have the everything's gonna be all right mentality, and the men were always raised to figure it out. But mental health in relationships, I don't think women realize how they negatively impact men in relationships. And I am just not talking about a relationship as in y'all just started talking 2, 3 weeks ago. It's not serious. I am talking about these serious relationships that we find ourselves in, how the women negatively impact the man and his mental health. Because when you love someone, when you care about someone, love to me, and I might do another video on this, love to me is unconditional. Outside of cheating, love is unconditional. To me, in my relationships, I don't feel like I've ever been in a relationship where I've been cheated on. And in this current situation that I'm in now, that I've been in for 8 months, that has been the only meow that I've had in the past 8 months. There's no other woman in the past 8 months that can say, Chris keeps flying, was in bed with him. So I can say that as a man. I might make another video on this because I've been doing shorts for a minute now, but I'm going to make another video on this. But as a man, I can say that that's the only meow that I've had over the past 8 months. And I'm proud of that. But these women are out here saying hurtful things when they're mad that are tearing down these men's mental health. And they don't understand it. Let's say I say something that upsets you. I do something that upsets you. Let's say you're having a bad day at work, family, whatever the case may be. And you say something to me negatively. And I may be strong. I may say ha, he, he. I may do a LOL. I may do a laughing emoji. But deep down inside, that hurt. That hurt. And here's the problem with these relationships that we're in. And it's backwards, and it shouldn't happen at all. But the problem is, some of you women are disrespecting men, calling them out of their names, talking about their family, the way they grew up, their mama, their daddy, their childhood. And you just said it because you was mad. You just said it because you was upset. You just said it because you was having a bad day. I should not have made you mad. But if I said half of the things that these women have said to me, She never talked to me again a day in her life. It'll be over. She'd tell her friends, her family, her sister, her mother, her daughter, her son, her great great grandkids. This guy said that. She'd screenshot the messages and put it in a group chat. Look at what he said to me. But here's the problem with relationships, and I as a man will admit to this. I can 90% of the time keep whatever problems that are going on in my life out of my relationship. If I'm having a bad day at work, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to come home and say, or I'm not going to message my girl and say, hey, I'm having a bad day at work, right? Based off that, I need to be strong mentality. But I feel like women who are going through things in their life outside of the relationship, whether they're going through things with their mother, whether they're going through things with their child, their father, their baby's father, their grandfather, their co-workers, whoever the case may be, a lot of the times I feel like they're bringing that negative energy and that hurt and pain into these relationships. And they can't separate their personal relationship from these outside relationships. And these outside relationships are affecting these personal relationships. And I've told somebody this in so many words. I'm respectful. I used to be disrespectful, but I'm respectful. But some of the worst things that someone could say to me have been said. And like I said, I was in the military. I grew up in a household where, your, your parent might get mad to tell you anything. Like your parent, in a black household, especially in low income housing, shoot, I was, and I told somebody this, I was more scared of my mother than I was my father. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it was. So growing up, I was used to getting cursed out and degraded to an extent. Although it might have been out of love, but I was used to that. But these women are doing the things that my mother did. These women are saying the most hurtful things that a woman could say, that a man could say, that a human could say. Right? And Tyrese said it on one of these clips that I seen on TikTok or Instagram or something. And I believe someone else said it. Airbnb. Women are causing men to. They are. You can say men are weak, men are this, they're boys, they need to suck it up. But men are causing men to say, hey, I can't take this anymore. Is it worth living? Should I be here? Why am I going through this? I am worthless. I am nothing. And I firmly believe, growing up they said sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. But that is not the truth. That is not the truth. Whoever told you that, tell them I said they're a liar. I just challenge you women to choose your words wisely. The words that you say to these men in these relationships, outside of these relationships, hurt. We as men aren't like, oh, so and so, you hurt my feelings. That hurt. Why did you say that? That was me, but we may be thinking it. We may be feeling it. But I just challenge you women to use your words lightly. Use your words lightly. And trust me, I know it's hard. I used to be the kind of person, you can ask anyone that I knew 10, 15 years ago, let's say a decade ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I was that guy. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, since I was born, I was that guy. I was the guy that if a woman hurt my feelings, I was going to call her every name in the alphabet, starting with B, then going to A, then going back to B, then going all the way to Z, then going back to B. You can ask them. You can find these women, hey, if Chris Keeps Flying made you mad, What did he call you? He went to B, then to A, then to B, then some more B's, then all the way to Z, then back to B, then A, then B. I was that person. I was that person to where if a woman made me mad and I just thought I was a average looking gentleman, if a woman made me mad, I'm gonna curse her clean out. I'm gonna block her. I'm never gonna talk to her again. I'm gonna find someone else. I was that guy. I was. I was that guy. If you made me mad, literally beep 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 beep. And I'm sure I've heard a lot of people, but I see that nowadays in 2024, and it just got 2024 2-3 months ago. You women are putting men in bad situations mentally. And I just challenge you once again to watch what you say to these men. Watch what you say. You may say, hey, this man might do this. I don't care. He was childish. But you're going to think about it. It's never going to leave your mind. You're never going to forget. And men don't like to cry in front of women. Men don't like to cry whatsoever, but they're hurting. Just watch what you say. I just challenge you women to watch what you say to these men, because what you're saying to these men is impacting their mental health. Quick question. What if it was you?